The Silent Brigade, the descent. The year was 1974, and the dense jungles of Quang, Vietnam, bore scars deeper than the earth itself. The war had ended, but its echoes lingered in the shattered trees and blood-soaked soil of Ao Forest. The locals called it Ring Ma the Ghost Forest. Stories whispered in the villages spoke of spectral figures in tattered uniforms, their eyes hollow, drifting through the mist. Some claimed they were the restless souls of soldiers, bound to the land where they fell. Others swore they'd seen white shadows moving silently, watching from the undergrowth. No one ventured too far into Ao after dusk. Not anymore. Harvey, a wiry photojournalist in his late 20s, didn't believe in ghosts. He'd spent years chasing stories across Vietnam, from the Mekong Delta to the highlands of Tay Nguyen, documenting the war's aftermath. His camera was his shield, and his skepticism his sword. When he heard the rumors about Otto, he saw not a haunting but a storyline on the psychological toll of war. Dressed up in local superstition, his editor at CGII had been skeptical but intrigued. "Get me something raw," she'd said, tapping her cigarette. "Something that bleeds." Packed light, a Nikon F2, 2 rolls of film, a machete, a canteen, and a rucksack with enough rice and dried fish for 3 days. His guide, a grizzled local named Ang Ba, refused to go beyond the forest's edge. "You don't understand, boy," Ba muttered, spitting beetle juice into the dirt. "It's not the trees that kill you, it's what walks among them." Smirked, adjusted his camera strap, and stepped into the green abyss. The forest swallowed him whole. The air was thick, humid, pressing against his skin like a living thing. Vines curled like fingers around gnarled trunks, and the canopy above blotted out the sun, casting the world in a perpetual twilight. The sounds were wrung to quiet, save for the occasional snap of a twig or the distant cry of some unseen creature. S. boots sank into the mud as he hacked through the undergrowth, his machete flashing in the dim light. He wasn't afraid, not yet. By midday, he was deep in the forest, farther than he'd planned. The map he'd sketched from Baz's vague directions was useless now. The landmarks, a twisted banyan, a stream that smelled of rust, had vanished. He stopped to check his compass, but the needle spun lazily, refusing to settle. "Cheap junk," he muttered, tapping it. The forest seemed to hum in response, a low vibration he felt in his bones. He shook it off and pressed on, snapping photos of the eerie stillness, a rusted helmet half buried in moss, a bullet-scarred tree, a vine that looked too much like a noose. As dusk fell, the temperature plummeted. Built a small fire, its feeble light barely pushing back the darkness. He ate a handful of rice, his eyes darting to the shadows beyond the flames. The forest was silent now, unnaturally so. No crickets, no birds, no wind, just his own breathing and the crackle of the fire. He checked his watch, 8:17 p.m. He'd camp here, head back at dawn. Simple.